The safety and security of all of those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. I guess not. The behavior displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply unsettling. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols, law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. I'm going to just read what she said so I don't accidentally speak out of information. In Twitch's statement, they said the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that is a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear that he was caught until hours after he attacked me. And it felt like this only happened because my manager was pressing for it, not because TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal. I want to repeat myself. It's even worse than this.
Brothers, the TwitchCon situation has just gotten worse. I know what you're thinking. How could it possibly have gotten worse? We went over the video footage. We looked at it line by line, damn near frame by frame. This guy had 4 seconds with Emiru. There was what looked to be a knife. Some people say a pen. Doesn't matter. This guy had 4 seconds uninterrupted with Emiru, and if he had wanted to, he could have killed her. And there's not a damn thing she could have done about it. In that moment, she was completely and totally vulnerable. It's a failure on Twitch, plain and fucking simple. But it gets worse. Twitch put out a series of statements, which were fucking lies. The guy in question was not caught. They say that the guy has been banned. The guy was detained. No, the guy was allowed to fucking leave. And it gets worse than that. Asmongold came on stream today. He's live right now, and he's absolutely spitting mad. And I understand. His friend was accosted. He predicted this weeks ago, and so did Tectone, and so did anyone with a brain. Twitch is mismanaged at every level, and it has been for a very long time. And here's what infuriates me. I have been talking about this. Tectone has been talking about this. Nuxtaku has been talking about this. We have all been shouting into the void. And what we've been met with is, it's not a big deal. Doesn't matter. It's not happening. You're gaslighting. It's not true. We've been met with apathy or hostility at trying to sound the alarm bells about what the fuck is going on with this company that is absolutely broken from head to toe. Dan Clancy resigning is not good enough. The entire moderation team needs to be wiped out. The entire leadership structure needs to be wiped out. Amazon needs to go in there and order 66 the entire crew. Pink slip, pink slip, pink slip, pink slip. You're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired. That's what needs to happen. This platform is run by a bunch of perverted, degenerate retards that are obsessed with politics over policy. And so we're going to look at Asmongold real quick, give his take on the current situation at Twitch. Asmongold is not pulling his punches anymore. This is one of the biggest criticisms that I had for Asmon, is that he was too fucking soft. He would always play this devil advocates game. Oh, I think that, the diaper furry was accidentally put on Twitch, even though years ago they put a deerkin transgender freak, an abomination to mankind, in their trust and safety council. This is a company that has been compromised for years. What they did to Dr. Disrespect was fucking abominable. This is a company that needs to be gutted. They need somebody like Elon Musk to go in there and just purge 80 to 90% of everyone there, and then build an infrastructure and a leadership team that works to protect the content creators, to protect the users, to create the best experience. How is it that Twitch puts rewinding content behind a fucking paywall when YouTube and Kick do not? You can go to Kick right now. In fact, I have paused this video. I could rewind it. I could go forward. For Twitch, that's behind a paywall. This platform is no longer fit for purpose, and it needs to be fucking purged. If it can't be rehabilitated, it needs to be purged. And I hope that the women at TwitchCon, listen, I hope that you arm yourselves. I mean that sincerely. I hope that you carry a firearm. I hope that you carry protection, because your life is too precious and too important to leave to chance. And these perverts and these freaks that work at TwitchCon, these people do not give a shit about you. They don't. They don't.
I will say I'll pause it, right?
I did not forget about the ball pit. My first video I did on this, I mentioned Adriana Chechik was her name. If I'm getting that wrong, I apologize. No, I covered that in detail because that was fucking egregious. That ball pit was a death trap. You had people that were breaking legs and spraining ankles, and that woman broke her back. That was absolutely fucking egregious. And this company is the one that affirms terrorists like Hassan Piker, dog abusers like Hassan. These are the people that will ban Tectone for 2 weeks for saying Frogan's fat or that Denims is a whore, both of which are true. But if you call Tectone a rapist, no, you don't get banned. If you call Asmongold a mother killer and a pedophile, you don't get banned. This is a platform that needs to be gutted. It's a platform where the leadership and the moderation team from high to low needs to be gone through with a fine-tooth comb. It needs to be like Office Space. You need to bring in the Bobs and have the Bobs go through each person and go, look at your social media post. Oh, look at your look at your stack chat. Yeah, you're fired. Get the fuck out of here.
Right, because I'm so mad about this. I'm so agitated about this because what makes me mad is that I knew this was like everybody knew this was going to happen, right? Everybody knew this was going to happen because Twitch doesn't care. Twitch, I really hate to say it at this point, but like I don't know really how I can avoid the reality that Twitch is very clearly mismanaged at every single level. It is mismanaged at the highest and the lowest level. They can't fix the website's functionality. They can't moderate the platform. They can't keep furry pedophiles off the platform. They can't keep violent harassers and sexual assaulters away from their top female streamers. They can't do anything.
He's absolutely right. And here, listen. He's absolutely right. But here's my problem. And here's my criticism of Asmongold. And Asmon, I do like you. I do. We disagree fundamentally on a lot of things, including religion, which is the big one. But I agree with you But here's the problem with your morality and the way that you view the world and the way that you interact with things. This so-called giving people the benefit of the doubt. You have gone to bat for Twitch more than almost anyone else. You've given them the benefit of the doubt. All the while, you've known how bad they really are. And that is my problem. You've known how bad these people... I'm not blaming you for this, by the way. Not in any way, shape, matter, or form. That's not what this is about. What I'm saying is, you know how bad Hassan is. You know how evil Hassan is. So when you go on stream and say, no, Hassan's not a bad guy, Hassan's not evil, when you downplay the things that Hassan does, like shock his dog on stream and then lie about it in a series of progressing lies where he rubs more and more people to try to gaslight everyone, that is absolutely fucking egregious and diabolical and evil. And it reveals who and what Hassan is. And Ethan Klein actually said it best. If they're willing to lie this vociferously about something that is so obviously exposed, think about what they're willing to lie about when it comes to something that may be a little bit more gray or ambiguous. Hassan Piker is a danger, and the people around him are dangers. The LA content creator scene is a fucking joke, and it needs to be dismantled completely. However, you know that about Hassan is true. You know about TwitchCon, it's worse than we think. And what they did, I mentioned Dr. Disrespect. What they did to Dr. Disrespect was fucking diabolical and hideous. Absolutely egregious. Absolutely unacceptable. And the fact is that this company has been run this way for a long time. I remember the Deer Lady, who was a mentally ill, unhinged trans freak that they tried to bring in as part of the Trust and Safety Council that they were going to be putting together. That's the reality. Twitch has been bad for a long time. And I just wish that people like Asmongold had not given them so many benefits of the doubt. That's a personal feeling. I'm not blaming him for it. It's just a frustration of mine. Because I have been screaming into the wind about this platform for a long time. So has Tectone and other people. And I feel that a lot of people did what Asmongold did. And they're like, look, I don't want to assume the worst of this company. It's not an assumption. It never was an assumption. The evidence was fucking there. This company was mismanaged in a way that is almost unspeakable. I don't know how you could have a platform as big as Twitch and be mismanaged in this way. No other company is run this way. Kick is a million times better in how they deal with content creators and how they deal with users. Twitch is one of the worst platforms to be a content creator on. They don't really give a shit about promoting content creators that matter. They're all obsessed with arts and optics and left-wing politics, and it's just disgusting, and it's wrong, and it's weird.
This is so bad. You're allowing terrorist propaganda to be played. You're banning people for calling people fat, but you're not banning people for, playing a video of, people getting held hostage.
Or playing terrorist propaganda. You're playing terrorist propaganda videos on your stream. How about calling for the death of the sitting president? How about calling for the death of a politician, saying this guy got a bunch of threats and now he's resigning? Yeah. I mean, there are so many clips of us on, and I'm glad that Asmon's being honest about this because he's angry, he's pissed, and rightfully he should be. But again, I will reiterate, these are all things that we already knew, and Asmon just a day or two ago did a video saying he didn't think Hassan was an evil person or a bad guy, which we all know to be not true. Hassan is a genuinely evil, demonic, selfish, narcissistic freak. And so are the people at Twitch. People like Dan Clancy is a fucking pervert. We know Dan Clancy is a fucking pervert. He's also incompetent. He seems like one of these old, stoner, hippie retards that really doesn't know what they're doing and really just sort of gives favoritism to people they like and treats people like shit that they don't like. I think that's a lot of what happened to Tectone. I think that's a lot of what happened to VTubers. You know, Fandy can give birth on stream, but God forbid a VTuber show a little bit of their hip.
Promoting at just blatantly what happened. Terrible optics. Well, what I'm saying is that I think this really is the last straw. I do. I think this is the last straw. You might not see it right now.
No, I see it perfectly clear. Yeah, I think that you're right. I think this is the last straw for Twitch. I think that Emiru was one of the few women who was giving them the benefit of the doubt and attending even though she didn't feel safe. And now she's in a position where she was just literally accosted and Twitch didn't give a shit. They did not give a single shit. The first thing that Twitch did, by the way, the first thing that they did was lie. The first thing that they did was lie. They were talking about how, we banned this guy and he was detained. He was not detained. He was not detained. Asmon's going to go over this. I do think this is important to cover. But Emiru put out a statement. She said, yesterday the man who assaulted me was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon and even in front of another creator's meet and greet to grab me and my face and try to kiss me. Fortunately, he wasn't able to, but a lot of people have pointed out it could have been a lot worse. Yes! You didn't know it, it could have been so much worse. This guy had 4 uninterrupted seconds. I went through it frame by frame. This guy had 4 seconds with Emiru. He could have stabbed her. He could have slit her throat. There should have been a buffer. While this guy was walking towards her, there should have been a buffer. There should have been a big, huge, lumbering man right between her. Right between her and this creep.
Absolutely outrageous. So, normally you gloat every time you're right. How the fuck do you gloat about a situation like this?
What a statement.
Really,
what a statement. Normally you gloat when you're right. I mean, holy shit, man. That's just wrong timing. Wrong timing, brother.
To this, but let me see what.
And by the way, Asmon will know more about the situation than anyone, because he's probably talked to Emiru extensively about this before and after.
In Twitch's statement, they said the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that is a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear he was caught until hours after he attacked me, and it felt like this only happened because of my manager pressing for it, not because of TwitchCon staff present, though it was a big deal.
What a fucking failure. The guy was allowed to walk away, and if she hadn't pressed this, they probably wouldn't have done anything. How absolutely fucking despicable and vile must you be? And by the way, keep in mind, I did a video a couple of weeks ago about a story where a couple of girls were drugged at another TwitchCon. And Dan Clancy threw it under the rug. It was that guy, Shinobazu. Man, that's another video I did weeks ago when no one else was talking about this. I was talking about Shinobazu, this guy that, presented as a manager to these VTubers and really was just trying to, sexually exploit them. But more to the point, at these parties that he would host, these girls were drugged and this guy's like, oh, I don't know anything about this. And Dan Clancy didn't do fucking anything.
The important information... because yes, this is what's happened. The identity of the individual, and by the way, it gets even worse than this. It does. It gets even worse than this. You might say, how could it get worse than this?
Well, listen, I was saying how could it get worse than this at the initial incident? The fact that Twitch put out a statement and they fucking lied. I mean, what did Hassan Piker write their press statement for them? How is it that all of these fucking people are creeps and perverts and liars? They can't just be honest. And they can't move to action. Like, hey, upon this event, we are tripling security and showing a picture of these big burly security agents that have come in, a whole bunch of them. We've hired 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 100 more security agents for this event. They're going to be patrolling. They're going to be protecting these content creators. Twitch does none of that. They just lie. Just fucking lie. All an optics battle. Don't give a shit about their actual talent. And by the way, this is coming from me. Me. I've criticized most of the female talent on Twitch because they've done or said something stupid. Extra Emily. How many times have I criticized her? You know, for picking up a gun that she didn't know whether there was one in the chamber, pointing it at her own face, pointing it at Mizkif and going pew, 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 waving it around. Like, I've criticized Emily, Extra Emily for her driving. I've criticized Cinna for what she said about Asmongold and throwing him under the bus. Virtue signal. Like, I have criticized these women ad nauseum. And even I'm saying, what the fuck? I'm the one who's sitting here saying, what the fuck? If I'm sitting here saying, what the fuck, you have fucked up in an irreparable way. And there are people that should be investigated and prosecuted at Twitch for this. I think they should be sued, and I think there should be criminal charges. How the fuck is this guy able to get out of there? You need to start putting boots to asses and start holding these fucking people accountable.
That's not, I mean, this is her thing. I'm going to let her say it, right? She'll probably go live later on, and I'm going to probably record my video about this in like a pretty serious way, right? And so, you know, we'll see what happens, but that's not going to be for a long time. Not going to be for a few hours.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, Asmongold is going over all this, and yeah, it's
only exists.
It's
so
unthinkable that it's not unthinkable this happened. It's unthinkable that Twitch would allow it to happen in the way that they did, and then their response would be a fucking lie.
Is YouTube any better?
Yeah, YouTube's way better.
For my insight into other things, YouTube has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
They've been, unfortunately, that passed away. Also Train and Destinies. Can you imagine this guy? This guy's great. He's helped me out a lot. Emiru contract can be canceled because of this. I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to sue her because she got sexually assaulted at the platform at the place and she didn't want to do it? Like, I mean,
hey, don't put it past Dan Clancy.
What do you really think is going to happen here, right? I mean, like, really. And so obviously, you know, like that's nothing's going to happen. And so even if she said, oh, it's contracted, it doesn't matter. And so, actually, yes. I mean, if they did that, it would just be like fucking suicide.
I mean, has been. The whole thing has been fucking suicide. No, they absolutely would sue her for breach of contract. I think that Twitch at this point is run by a bunch of fucking degenerate demons. They don't give a single shit.
And this is a real problem for them. And I think that really, it's sad to see so much incel energy going around. Not with this. I think everybody's been very concerted with this, and I appreciate that. But it's sad to see incel energy going around because really, this should be on society to protect people from these things happening.
What?
And it's not just women. It's people that are disabled, people that are elderly, people that are young. There are people in society. If you look at like a group of gazelles running across the African plains, the lion doesn't pick off the fastest and most prolific, male gazelle. He picks off the slowest, the weakest, the youngest, the easiest to get gazelle that's possible. And I think that's really what it is more than anything else.
What the fuck?
Easy ones go first, exactly. And unfortunately, this is what's happening with a lot of stuff, man.
You're getting into like a nebulous conversation about society, and society should have it's not that I necessarily disagree, but no, there are specific things that TwitchCon could have done to prevent this. This isn't like a society thing in talking about this. Sure, we could have a nebulous conversation about what do we do with these incels. What do we do with people that are this fucking broken? Well, I mean, I have a solution for these terrorist leftists. We put them in the work camps. Maybe we round up the incels that have this mentally ill energy and think that they can basically can go after girls like this. We put them in the work camps. Put them to work. Give them a purpose. I mean, the alternative is castration, brother. Which, look, not off the table. These people are genetic dead ends, and they're fucking pathetic.
And so,
I'm just saying that this is a very weird thing to bring up. It's too nebulous for this conversation. We need specifics right now, more than anything else. We need specifics, because what we really want at this moment is we want assurances from Twitch that they're going to be doing something to protect their staff. That they're going to be doing something to protect their content creators. That they're going to be doing something to make sure that these people are not assaulted in the future. And that the viewers are not assaulted visually by, rhetoric, and auditorially by rhetoric from Hassan Piker.
She didn't really know what was going to do or anything like that. And so then this video came out, and thank God it came out. Thank God. This is such a good thing that it did come out, because now we can see what happened. Here it is. Let's watch it. So you can see, and what had happened is this person came up to her, and they were in another meet and greet line. That's my understanding. And they skipped over the line. The security let them go through. This person then tries to go and grab her, right? He tries to grab her, and he tries to kiss her. That's what he tried to do. He does try to kiss her. This is blatantly sexual assault.
It's sexually assault. It's fucking weird. I don't know what this homunculus thought was going to happen. Guys, this is fucking pathetic on so many levels. And this is why people like this guy need to be fucking shamed. They need to be shamed out of society. That is absolutely fucking retarded. Indefensible, vile. And we went through this frame by frame, by the way. We went through it frame by frame in the other video. This guy has 4 seconds with her. If he hadn't tried to kiss her, if he had tried to stab her, she'd be dead. He had 4 seconds. 4 seconds with her, which is 4 lifetimes. All it takes is 1 second. This guy walks up to her, and if he had had a knife, he could have killed her. He could have killed her several times over. She'd be dead right now. Thankfully, and I can't believe I'm saying this, thankfully, he just tried to sexually assault her. And thankfully, she had the wherewithal to step backwards to get away from him, because she nearly trips. I mean, she could have tripped backward and hit her head. Like, this is a serious, serious violation. I don't know. I guess initially I was saying that maybe the security guards shouldn't be fired because, maybe like a stern talking to. But given all of the things that we've seen, I completely and totally retract my previous statement. The security here all needs to be fired. Twitch staff needs to be fired. The leadership needs to be fired.
And they skipped over the line. The security let them go through. This person then tries to go and grab her, right? He tries to grab her, and he tries to kiss her. That's what he tried to do.
Yep.
He does try to kiss her. This is blatantly sexual assault.
It
but
is.
Security, security guard. This was from about a week ago, but TwitchCon had banned that security guard from going to the event.
Yeah, we had talked about all this. We're not going to relitigate the whole thing. The situation has gotten progressively worse. The situation has gotten progressively worse. From TwitchCon lying, the whole thing is about them trying to save face rather than doing the right fucking thing. And it's crazy to me because they're literally taking the Hassan Piker approach.
I don't know really exactly, like, I don't know exactly, but we'll look at the next clip here too. So yeah, she had a security guard for doing this stuff, and then your security guard did his job, so he's banned. Is she okay? I mean, I think okay is a relative term. I mean, she's not hurt, you know, at least physically.
Well, when people are asking if she's okay, yeah, they're asking if she's okay physically, but we know that she wasn't physically harmed. We could see. We're asking if she's mentally okay. Because Asmon, you know, we don't have a connection to Emiru. And by the way, I don't want one. I'm just simply saying that people want to know if mentally she's all right. Because that is a whole hell of a lot to go through. Being violated in public like this. It's absolutely fucking egregious. And so, yeah, they want to know how she's doing mentally. Is she holding up well? Is this breaking her down? Like, they want to know basically how much has this impacted her. They have a good idea of it based on what happened, but they want confirmation that she is doing mentally okay, that there are people with her that are giving her positivity, and that she's going to be able to find some sort of footing or equilibrium after an event like this. That's really what people are asking.
So, I mean, I think that's really up to her. Why she's streaming on Twitch? I mean, because where else are you going to go, right? I mean, that's it. I mean, the guy that shoved the assaulter was actually Emi's own security. Well, it was it's more complicated, right? I mean, like, well, anyway, I'll go back and we'll look at this here. So we've got another one, and so this is Twitch right here. Twitch security lets streamers bypass multiple checkpoints, no questions asked. Here we go.
Yeah. We'll just scan in, and then we're meeting him up front.
Okay.
Thank you.
What? Okay.
Oh, okay. Just
see, Danny's really good at just being ultra confident about everything, and
We just walked past.
yeah. Which one's which?
So
yeah. Thank you.
haven't I sent a message to her to see if she's all right? Yeah, sure. But like, I don't want to go and tell you guys how she's doing, like, because it's just I feel like it's not my place to discuss her well-being.
Brother, like, they're not asking you to share like intimate details. Like, well, tell me how she felt in this. They want to know if she's fucking okay. Like, you've talked to her. They haven't talked to her. There's this egregious event. Like, Asmon, what the fuck do you think they're really asking you? Like, could you read her diary for me, Asmon? No, they want to know mentally, is she okay? Now, they know the answer, sort of, but they want to know the extent of the damage. Is this something she's going to be able to work through? Like, they want to know this information, and you happen to be live, and she's not live. Otherwise, they'd be in her chat rather than yours, and they'd be asking her directly. But they want to know the basics. Is she okay? Is she right now in a place where she's like distraught? Is she like deeply depressed? Like, is she traumatized? They want to know, is she in a mental space where she's going to be able to continue streaming? Is she going to be able to continue her life as it has been? They want to know the extent of this. Oh, guys, I can't tell you. It's not my place. It is your fucking place. You're the one that's live. You're talking about it. You know more than anyone. I'm not saying that you have to give up details and secrets, but at least say she's she's struggling with this, but mentally she is right now. From what I've heard, she's okay. That's all people are looking for. They're not looking for some deeper insight.
That's all. It's out of respect. Her.
Whoa. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Ma'am, this isn't McDonald's.
So how do you think it happened? I think I've got an idea. I think I've got a good, maybe, there might be a reason why this could be happening. And it looks very secure. Yeah, very, very secure, guys. Just like they do with their TOS.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story as it is right now. Emiru has come out and made a statement. And we're gonna take a look at that statement right now. But actually, first, I want to read Twitch's statement. The safety and security of all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. Bullshit. The behavior displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer, you couldn't say her name, was completely unacceptable and deeply upsetting. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols, law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. Bullshit. We immediately blocked this individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises, and they were banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in person. This was a lie. This could be true now, but this was not the case when this immediately went down. This guy was allowed to leave. We are coordinating with the impacted creators team, and per our standard protocols, continue to cooperate. Your protocols? You had no protocols. You're a bunch of perverted, degenerate, retarded freaks that are as immature as you are unprofessional. We have increased security in the meeting room. Oh, what? You added Paul Blart Mall Cop. Where are the videos and the pictures of the increased security guards? Like, you have so much work to do. You have so much work to do to rehabilitate your reputation. I don't even think you can, but this is not it. And by the way, Emiru calls this shit out as a lie. Emiru called this shit out as a lie. And good for her. Good for her for calling this out. Now we're going to take a look. Hello, everyone. I am okay, and thank you for all of the kind messages. Sorry I can't respond to them all. Yesterday, the man who assaulted me was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon, and even in front of another creator's meet and greet, to grab me and my face and try to kiss me. Fortunately, he wasn't able to, but a lot of people have pointed out it could have been a lot worse. Yeah. I'm obviously shaken up by what happened, and it's not the first time I've dealt with something like this, but to tell you honestly, I am a lot more hurt and upset by how Twitch handled it during and after the fact. Abso-fucking-lutely. Emiru, if you don't know me from Adam, but I would advise you leave. Take Tectone's advice and just leave. Leave TwitchCon. Fuck their contractual obligations. Get out of there for your own safety. It's not safe in California. It's not safe at TwitchCon. They don't allow you to have a gun. They don't allow you to protect yourself. They ban your bodyguard. Get out of here. These freaks do not care about you at all. Like I said, I don't understand how he was allowed to make it to me in the first place. The security in the clip who reacted is my own security. It's true my favorite and usual security guard was banned for holding a stalker at arm's length and bringing him to police at the past TwitchCon. So then there's another part of the statement. However, There were at least 3 or 4 other TwitchCon security staff in the area who did not react and let the guy walk away. As you can see in the clip, since they do not even appear in frame, LOL. The woman who is walking me away is my own personal manager. And behind the booth, the only 2 people who were checking on me and comforting me were her and my friend. None of the TwitchCon staff came to ask what happened or if I was okay. My friend who was present told me Twitch security were also behind the booth afterwards, joking about how they didn't even see what happened and immediately laughing and moving on to talk about something else. So if no one was checking if I was okay or if I needed anything, and they let the guy run away initially, I have no idea what anyone hired to keep the event safe was doing. Yeah, absolutely fucking despicable from Twitch. Twitch is an unserious platform that allows pedophiles and perverts and terrorist supporters and other degenerate, subhuman, bottom-feeding trash to not only run their website, but also to be the featured prominent stars. It's absolutely unacceptable and egregious that Emiru had to go through this, and honestly, I send my condolences to her, and I can't even imagine that event happening, and then the coordinators, the people that are supposed to be there to protect you, laughing about it, joking about it, downplaying it, treating it like it was nothing. These people are absolute scum. Absolute fucking scum. And they deserve the unemployment that is coming their way. Sooner rather than later. Anyway, brothers, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. If this updates, I will give you the latest information. But I want to thank each and every one of you for watching and supporting the channel. Fuck Twitch. Fuck Dan Clancy. Fuck Hassan. These people are absolute dog shit. This company is no longer fit for purpose. Amazon needs to step in and fucking do something finally. After years of sexual assault and women being hurt, it's time to finally do something.